Hello, bruv. We're back with the Bürgermeister's daughter. Continuing page 64, was it? As Erasmus writes to Anna amid their blossoming romance, which has been halted by Erasmus's removal from the area and their separation, and both of their infidelities. Letter 13, Erasmus to Anna. My heartfelt greetings. I am letting you know that I went crazy. I went crazy while I was away from you and was unable to do virtually anything. But as I see from my father's posted orders that he departs today and won't be back for 2 weeks or more, I am letting you know that it's so that you can come to me when you wish. Only above all, travel inconspicuously, otherwise it will be obvious who you are. So if you have something in mind, don't ride your horse through Hall, because as soon as you dismount and leave it behind, someone will notice it. But I leave this up to you. Do what pleases you and do it your way. Just be discreet. 100,000 good nights. Anna responded to Erasmus through Kitzinger on August 14th, 1522, mocking his letter. Evidently still angry over his aloofness and seeming taunting of her, she informs him of her father's absence and her availability in all if he wishes to meet her there. If anyone was going to come to anyone, it would be he to her. My humble Anna. Letter 14. Anna to Erasmus, August 14th, 1522. My humble, obedient, and kindest greeting, most darlingly. I can't get daringly and darlingly. Who the hell says darlingly? Most darlingly gracious sir, I am letting your grace know that I went crazy in your absence and was unable to do virtually anything. As your grace thinks that we are in the same situation, I am letting your grace know that my father is now away and won't return before St. Michael's Day, September 29th or later. So I leave it up to you, your grace, to act. If your grace has something in mind, send Hans to me and I will give him instructions. Most daringly gracious sir. I said it again. Most darlingly gracious sir. Let everything proceed according to your... Oh no. Went into landscape for a minute. Your grace's pleasure, and not in malice, but in faith and trust. I wouldn't worry at all at this time, but I leave it to your grace to do what he wants. 100,000 good nights, written on Assumption Eve, August 14, 1522. Erasmus absolutely refused to come to all, understandably fearing the scandal that would result if a rendezvous between the Chew and her father's house became known. His point was surely well taken. If one or the other were to be seen, better that it be Anna entering Castle Limburg, where she had legitimate reasons to go, than he entering her fatherless house on Market Square and all, which could only be taken for what it was. That was especially true now that her neighbors were giving her the fisheye because of the gossip circulating everywhere about her. Letter 15. How did we go backwards on the bracketed part to 17? I don't know. Letter 15, Erasmus to Anna. Dear Anna, I see that you are completely indignant, which I don't deserve from you, and I cannot look on kindly. If you would just consider the situation carefully, you would not be advising me to come to you, for that will mean scandal for us both, but especially for you. So I hope you will just as quickly cool off and put aside your anger, and if it is possible to do so, I still hope you will come to me here. If you can't come to church, I hope you will consider other possibilities. I have always believed that you would not forsake me lightly. Please respond. May God fill your every hour with many thousand good times. Dear Anna, if I were there with you, I would explain fully why I dare not come there to all. Again, I ask for a reply. Erasmus sent Anna still another plea during this small war of wills over who should visit whom, begging her to remember the good times they have had together and to keep the promises she has made. Did the two finally meet? The next letter suggests that they did, although it leaves unclear on whose turf. The conditions of their visits would continue to be an issue between them, because where and when they met said something about the terms of their relationships. Look at this beautiful letter. Erasmus concluded letter 16 with this ornamental signature preserved in court copies of their letters prepared for the Imperial Commission between the two hearts, each of which contains an A for Asmus, short for Erasmus, and Anna, are placed two large A's, also indicating their names. One is upright, the other inverted, but now merged and entangled with one another, and no longer apart, indicating the way the two once were, not what they had now become, a frequent theme in Erasmus's letters. This novel signature appears in only one other letter, in which Erasmus again begs Anna not to allow herself to be turned against him. A more serious development, threatening to destroy the bond of affection between them altogether, soon rendered this issue petty by comparison. Erasmus suddenly had in hand a credible report of Anna's amorous involvement with Daniel Troutwain. He shared his discovery with her in his next letter, magnifying the effect by holding its revelation until letter's end, and then delivering it to her as if it were just another piece of casual information. He even sends along with it a gift, apparently a piece of family jewelry, then in his possession and at his disposal. That a volcano had in fact erupted between them becomes clear when he invokes God's wrath upon her. Letter 16:20, Erasmus to Anna. Dearest Anna, I herewith send you the New Year's gift I promised long ago. I ask you most kindly not to scorn it, but to consider my situation, which you know well. I also ask you, dear, kind Anna, not to let my mother or sister see this gift when you visit them, because they know it's well. I have learned, dear, kind Anna, that you are to be invited there. You know well how to react, and even if my sister approaches you, don't say anything to her about us, because she knows nothing from me. Dear kind Anna, I ask you most sincerely to behave as we agreed you would do when I left you last, and to let me know just what you are doing, as you also promised to do. My own behavior will be such that you shall have no reason to be unhappy with me, notwithstanding my present illness and future royal service, which I expect to begin very soon. I will let you know exactly when. Dearest Anna, I have received a completely reliable report that you have taken up with that man I don't like, Daniel Troutwain. I don't want to give it any credence whatsoever and hold it against you. In light of my feelings for you, I expect you will let me know exactly what is going on. Dear kind Anna, I have placed my hope and trust in you so completely that I have no doubt whatsoever that you will abide by what we have many times agreed, namely to maintain the secrecy of our relationship. Herewith, I wish you and your cousin many 100,000 good nights in the little chamber of your arts. And if you have not been as honest with me as I have been with you, may God take his vengeance upon you at the last judgment. May Almighty God now help us come together joyously and fulfill our wishes. Amen. If Anna ever answered Erasmus's demand for an accounting of her relationship with Daniel Troutwain, the letter has not survived, nor is it one either party would likely have been inclined to keep. On the surface, the issue appears to have disappeared in the remaining correspondence. Erasmus brought it up again only once in his surviving letters, see following, while Anna never comments on it again in hers. Between the lines, however, the affair with Daniel Troutwain hereafter haunted their correspondence, especially after it became public knowledge, and Anna once again the subject of widespread gossip. Whether it was due to Daniel Troutwain's presence in her life or just another sign that the relationship with Erasmus had run its course, Anna began to speak her mind to Erasmus more freely than ever after his discovery of her infidelity. Already before Daniel had come on the scene, Erasmus's distance from her, both physical and emotional, together with all of his too public carousals, had taken their toll on her feelings for him. Just as the gossip and all about the penchant for self-display and coquetry had shaken his confidence in her. To remind Erasmus bluntly of his shortcomings may have helped Anna cope with her own duplicitous of behavior, as she now proceeded to have simultaneous affairs with the two men. Despite the protests of each, both desire and convenience appear to have influenced that decision. She manifestly liked both men, and inasmuch as one or the other was almost always away on some military errand or at some political conference, the opportunity to see them both could only have doubled her pleasure. If the affair with Daniel emboldened Anna in her dealings with Erasmus, it increased Erasmus's determination to maintain a lower profile with her. Now more than ever, he begged her to keep their pledge of confidentiality. Despite these warnings, he also wanted her as much as ever to be his occasional lover. In this regard, the new competition for her affection had only increased his desire. So while his excuses for not coming to her multiply, his distress over her reluctance to meet secretly with him on his terms also intensifies. Letter 1722. Erasmus to Anna. Dear Anna, I am taken aback, not a little, but a lot, by your wanting me to come to you there, in all, when you know well that my father is now here in Castle Limburg. Whatever reason could I think of for going to town, for I would have to explain to him what business there was. And as long as he is here, it is even more impossible for me to come by night. But were he not here, I would think further about how I might come to you. I can only think that you have made an issue of this to dash all my hopes. In the past, to please you, you came to me, but now you are being difficult, even though I have not deserved this from you, and am not willing to give in to it. I also trust that you will not continue to be so rash, but will remember how often I have acted on your behalf in the past. I do want an answer from you on this matter. Please wish your cousin Marguerite and your sister Agatha many thousands good nights on my behalf, and I wish you the same as well. Dated in 1523. Although Anna's response to Erasmus's plea has not survived, his next letter to her, written in response to her continuing insistence that he come to her in Hall, makes clear the changing terms of the relationship. By standing her ground and rejecting his excuses, she elicits the most fervent outpouring yet of his good intentions. Evidently, she had accused him of avoiding her out of fear that public disclosure of the affair might occasion his disinheritance. Still, he remains as adamant as ever that Castle Limburg, not her Hall home, must be the rendezvous. Letter 18. Erasmus to Anna. Dear Anna, when you write a letter that takes me so completely aback, I can only respond by asking you to consider what would have happened had I come there with the others, then separated from them, to go off and find you. Everyone would of course have said that I was with you. Ask yourself whether I am right or wrong about this. Also, dear Anna, when you write that you think it ignorance on my part to consider coming by night, I, of course, recognize that you have misconstrued my letter. It was not intended as you have understood it. My concern was whether I might come to you in Hall at any time without arming the both of us. I am also taken aback when you write that you can't believe that I place my hope in you. Just consider how I have behaved towards you for such a long time, even incurring misfortunes because of it. If you have the will to look at things differently, you can judge for yourself whether I place no hope in you. For that reason, I have not expected such a letter from you. As for your coming here to me, I hope and trust that you will reconsider and still do so. I continue to believe that my hope and confidence in you have not been misplaced. Dear Anna, God knows there are no grounds for your writing that I would not trouble myself to come to you, even if I could do so in front of my father and the other people who would see me going there. Also, what you write about my trust fund doesn't bother me. I feel no obligation there, and I truly don't believe what you write about it anyway. I thought you to be more high-minded than that. Also, dear Anna, when you write that I should advise you how in this matter demanding such secrecy you might come here, unseen, that is something you can best judge for yourself. God in heaven knows that if I were in a position to help, I would do so gladly and count it a pleasure. Also, in the matter of the locksmith, I would gladly kiss you, but unfortunately it cannot be, so I just have to live with the situation until things are better. Dear Anna, let me know what you are planning to do. To tell you a secret, I expect my lord to send me away soon, but not to go with me. I've already ridden alone to Velberg with all kind of difficulty at first, God's will. I should be back here today, so you might answer me as soon as you can. Dear Anna, I do want to talk with you, but you know well that I cannot arrange it. God bless you. I would like to send you something so that you would think about me, but I truly have nothing to send. But as for a color for you, I give you ashen, brown, and white. I ask you to wear it for my sake. God bless and keep you, and give you many thousand good nights, Erasmus, Lord of Limburg. Over the next 6 to 8 months, suspicion and complaints increased on both sides as the affair now progressively soured. Still, the desire for stolen moments together remained irrepressible. Letter 1925. Erasmus to Anna, June 13th, 1523. My warm greeting, dearest Anna. I have understood clearly from your letter how I was supposed to have been in all recently, and to have had my horse shoed there. Despite what you say, God knows that I have not been in Hall since I received the money from you. Whoever told you I was spared you the truth. If you are going to believe everything people tell you, then you are a foolish woman. The rumor monger who told you I was in all wishes neither of us much good. Kind dear Anna, I also understand clearly from your letter that the gossip further alleged that I cursed you and swore you harm. Dear Anna, the things you were told appalled me. I also understand clearly that you think I have written to you with a false heart. God is my witness that is not true. I wish to God that you could know my heart, and how sincerely I have meant what I write. Kind dearest Anna, I would like to send you a gift, but I dare not trust this messenger. I fear mischief might be the result, but I have promised myself to be with you soon and to act as my own messenger. Dear, kind, beloved Anna, may God bless and keep you always into eternity. If there is a service I can honorably render you, you shall find me always willing. I shall place it above service to my Lord. The Saturday before St. Vitus's Day, June 13th, 1523. Anna had, of course, heard such talk before, and she knew that Erasmus's behavior belied his pledges of loyalty. 2 months after this outpouring of his devotion, she found herself writing to rebuke still another episode of public carousing and womanizing. However, this time, through no fault of her own, her rebuke went astray and ended up in the wrong hands, producing a small comedy of errors within this tragedy that was building. Erasmus's secretary, Hans Kitzinger, confused Anna's letter to his lord with one she had written to him at the same time, and he mistakenly opened and read the former. Bullshit, I call on that one. Because the letter was of a very personal nature, an embarrassed and fretful Hans delayed in telling Anna about his error, by which point he required her forgiveness as well as a clarification. Realizing that Hans's error could mean trouble with Erasmus for them both, the sympathetic Anna quickly wrote a consoling note to the penitent Hans. Don't believe Hans. 21 Anna the Hans of Heidelberg, August 14th, 1523. My warm greetings and an assurance that you should expect only good things from me. Since you have written to me about the letter, I am letting you know that it did not belong to you, but to your lord, and the young lass mentioned in it also belonged to him. The other letter was yours, my dear, kind, loyal friend. I did not know that you had opened the letter, and I became quite upset with your lord for not responding to me for so long, so I wrote briefly to him again. If the messenger has not yet delivered my second letter, he will be coming. Had I known what had happened, I would not have written to him again about it. Do settle the matter as you think best, so that no harm comes to yourself, my dear, kind, true friend. I had written to your lord about a matter that he should take up directly with me. If he is now angry because of what has happened, please be a good mediator, and I will repay you for your efforts when I can. Although I would have liked to write you more, I could not make the time. But answer me as soon as you can, for I am deeply worried about what has happened. Written on Assumption Eve, August 14th, 1523, as the clock strikes midnight. Poor Hans soon lost his usefulness as a courier between Castle Limburg and the Buchler home, but not because of this unfortunate blunder. His frequent goings back and forth to Hall during the periods when Erasmus was at home had begun to draw unwanted attention. and Erasmus felt moved to dictate new arrangements, lest the affair be discovered and publicized. Letter 2126, Erasmus to Anna, October 28th, 1523. Our greeting, dear Anna. We have read your letter in which you indicate that if we can do so, we should send Hans to you with mail. He would like to oblige you in this, but as you can judge for yourself, that is not possible because Hans is too well known in all. So we ask that you select another place where he can find you and have your messenger tell us where it is. If you think about it, you will agree that no matter how secret our affair is now, it would become very public if we did as you suggest. So please consider another arrangement that is less obvious and does not subject us to more gossip than we deserve. Dear Anna, you have written us a long letter, and we would like to send Hans to you with our answer if only you would choose a place where he can meet you in secret, and there safely convey to you whatever message we would then entrust to him. May God give you 100,000 good nights and bring us together in joy. Written on St. Simon and St. Jude's Day, October 28th. 1524 was not a good year for women in special situations in Hull. That year, as we know, saw the demolition of the Franciscan cloister, the closing of the public house, and an order to clergy living in concubinage to separate from their female companions. How appropriate, then, that Anna's secret as a woman with two lovers should also begin to be disclosed, as both Erasmus and her father took steps to distance themselves from her because of her affair with Daniel Troutwain. Early in the year, Anna had presented Erasmus with still more, by now tedious, accusations of carousing and womanizing. In two letters of self-defense, Erasmus directly blamed Daniel for troubling the relationship and alienating Anna's affection. More ominously, he informed her that her father now knew about the things she and Daniel were doing behind his back, thanks to her new lover's loose tongue. Letter 2228, Erasmus to Anna. Dear Anna, God give you a happy New Year. I thank you for the New Year's gift you made for me. As you write about several personal matters, let me say that I am an honest and honorable man, and that what is being said about me is entirely unjust. I would have thought by now that you would not listen to such talk so readily, but seek more information before drawing conclusions. I have also heard from my servant how someone is telling lies about me. On my word of honor, whoever is saying such things about me is a desperate, cowardly scoundrel who lies openly. You also have asked me again to come to you in all. You know that is impossible. However, if you can do so, come here to me. Think again about when you can come and let me know. May God give you many 100,000 good nights. If we do get together, I will tell you things I cannot write. Letter 2329, Erasmus to Anna. Dear Anna, I am very disappointed that you do not write and tell me how you are, and let me know if you have received the New Year's gift I sent you. I can only conclude that the man I do not like, Daniel Troutwain, has displaced me in your affection, so that I must now have the scandal while he gets the fruit. That's a good one. If you are wondering how I mean that, I could only say that I know it for a complete truth that he has been with you secretly in your father's house for several days and nights. There is nothing I can do about it now, and I know for a certainty that you will not admit it to me, but he has been such a loudmouth that even your father knows about it now. With that, I drop the matter. Many 100 good nights. Written in haste in 1524. And we shall now conclude this reading, and we'll proceed on to the Daniel Troutwain bio next time. Goodbye!